XRP as an asset hasn't started dropping, even on a micro. Yeah, it's still strong. On a 4-hour chart, you're still holding on to the support. But let me get straight to it. Do you think while the Bitcoin is slowing down and pushing lower, the market can hold? Assets like SUI is starting to drop. Look at that 4-hour candle. If you want to look at the momentum, put it on an Heikin and then look at the 12-hour. What do you recognize? You have a support level which is being broken. So while that support level is being broken, you have multiple trend lines in Bitcoin. Yep, you plot that. What do you see? There is something wrong there. So if you haven't taken profits in XRP, I would like to ask you something. Are you ready for this? Do you have the dry powder for this? The scientific investor family is all in and all ready for that. Welcome to the scientific investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Whether you like the payment assets, whether you are all in payment assets, I think you should be aware of these situations as well at the right time. I mean, at the right time. And that's why being in scientific investor family gives you that advantage. Now let's go into Bitcoin and zoom out first. Because if Bitcoin is about to pee, you will see rain in altcoin market. We understand that. Fine. Now, jokes apart, we'll actually look at this. This is Bitcoin on a daily. Yeah, the price came back up to the same top or even put a new top. Do you see the RSI growing? I don't. Put it back on a 3-day chart. What is the situation? There is a trend line which the price and the RSI is abiding by. Maybe I'm stupid and I'm wrong, but I think that's a 3-day negative divergence coming back in after you already got a weekly negative divergence. You can make it whatever you want to, but remember the history teaches a lesson. Now, what if these 3 candles, when it's closing, are giving you a story? In the scientific investor family, I already posted the possibility and how it may play out. But then watch. Assets like this is already showing you something. Your attention should be there. Why wouldn't you look at that and ask the question like, okay, are we doing a macro thing? What do I mean by that? You pick up a daily or a 3-day chart, long-term chart. Yeah. We are trending higher. There is no doubt. How many waves do you want in one cycle? The 1, the 2, the 3, and 4, 5, 6? I am doubtful of that. I think once you do the 1, the 2, and the 3, you have an A, B, C. If you are super bullish on this asset, you are arguing what? It'll come back to that trend line. If you're hyper bullish on this asset, you're saying no, the ABC would look like this. Fine. In both cases, from the local top, what are we discussing about? At least a 50% drop. So while other assets drop 50%, do you think XRP won't even drop 25 or 30? Look at that 30% drop in XRP. Where will we come back to? That's still a decent support level. Now, why am I saying that? You go back in XRP price action and look through the supports which we are building. Even on a macro pattern, that 2.2 range is a support. Now, all that I'm confused is usually before we drop, whales do give us some wick to the upside. Did we get that yet? Are we going to do that? We don't know. But are you prepared for such situation and the downside support as well? Because if you do drop, it won't be just one leg to the downside. You need to understand that there are narratives in the market playing out. Yeah, you get to see this. And I think if that president is about to sign multiple you will understand all those executive orders would come back into the market, bring back more buyers. Yeah, when more buyers are coming in, there will be a local pop. Now, look at assets like XLM. You get to see something. You do not have a negative divergence, which means the whales inside that asset is not moving out. But you're making a local top with an evening star pattern. So, I mean, if you got a reversal here and you're following it up with a lower high, and that lower high being an evening star means something for me. I would look for the support itself, 0.333. So if you haven't taken any profits here, or at least here, think about it. Think about it, because this is not short-term bag where the market would slap you lightly. This is the long-term bag. Here the slap is going to be big. The impact is going to be big. So the decisions which you will have to make on this bag is big. Yeah, you don't have to stress yourself. You need to think about this. Am I comfortable watching the price coming back down to this range, the accumulation range? Yeah, you break, you do this, then you pop. Are you ready to watch that? Because think, if we are not doing this kind of a historical move, then this drop is going to extend that wave. Yeah, an inverse head and shoulder on a weekly is possible. But that is going to play out with more time. I was thinking Feb to March being the end of this. Yeah, because that was the history. Now, if that has to happen now, this crash, it has to be quick, and the run up should be crazy. Now, we know the run ups are very crazy. 3 candles to the upside, boom, you go through it. That's all that you took in the last run up. So if you take 5 candles to the downside, that is till the end of Feb. Yeah, and you need 3 more candles. So that can still play out by March. But what if it's going to take some more time? Do you have enough liquidity? These are answers which you have to look at yourself and say, yeah, but I'm okay. I'm ready to ride this to the downside and then to the upside. But do you have enough liquidity? You have to answer this to yourself. This is XDC. This is a financial payment asset. It's good. I mean, it's great. But what if this weekly candle, when it closes, whenever it closes, is giving you a negative divergence? I really don't like that. Honestly, I don't. Because the 3-day already showed you a negative divergence. The daily already showed you a negative divergence. At the end of the day, I'm asking just one question to you. It doesn't matter what we like or what we want. Let's go with the market. If the market says, I'm making a local top, fine. Shouldn't we take a decent amount of profit outside? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% out, depending on your risk tolerance. If your risk tolerance is low and your liquidity requirement is very high, think about 30 to 50%. If you're on the lower end, okay, 10 to 30 is fine. But the answer should be accurate based on your lifestyle. There are people who I've seen within US who live in a farm. Their cost of living is so low, they really don't care. They're just happy with 10 to 20%. But if you live in a city, your cost of living is high, think about it. The calculation has to be done from your end. This is crypto. The financial education part goes into the sky. I agree. But we are investors. While doing that, you need to have the right attitude. And that's why in the SI family, I'm trying to support all your decision making by now limited number of charts with maximum detail, with important detail. Because all that, if you're getting a lot of charts, yeah, when the price is going up, you get a lot of information opportunities. But when it is local top to make decision, I believe the number of charts should be low. The information should be clear on a weekly, on a 3-day. This allows you to make real decision for a month, 2 or 3. So this video for any long-term spot holders, I think is very important. Whether it's XLM, whether it's XDC, whether it's XRP, you need to make that decision. Smart contracts has already shown you the negative divergence. Think about this. I told you that in November. Now, this is one asset in the market, super strong, fundamentally, boom. But look at the price. It's down 45%. So, did we have the right thought process? Yes, we did. Why? Because it was still in the accumulation region. Yes, once it breaks higher, it's going to go up. Is the whales pushing the market down to enter with all that's happening in the US? Because they know something big is going to happen in this asset class? Maybe. But if that's going to take more time, are you ready? That's the only question I have. And I believe you should be prepared for such a scenario, because an evening star on a 3-day chart is something you should not neglect. So with that being said, I would ask if you have smashed that like button yet. If you haven't done that, consider that. I mean, if the information is valuable to you and in 3 months' time, you will look back at this and say, okay, that guy was guiding us in the right direction. The informations were valuable. If you think that, smash that. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.